consider ICT as a tool for development. In the sense that we know that we are a third world country, and also that we have been struggling with many problems, but in order to achieve the development is in the sense that not in monetary or financial wise, it is overall development. How we can use ICT as a tool for development. There are so many forums which discuss ICT for development and so on. Basically our objective was that if we look at ICTA as a whole, ICTA is the organization which implements Sri Lanka to achieve number of objectives. So my area, re-engineering government program is one of the 5 main programs of ICTA. So I am director of re-engineering government program, and there are other areas. So we all work together to achieve the development goals of the country. In order to do that, we know that we should be able to improve the life standards of people. We know that e-channeling and all other aspects have been very helpful for rich people to make their life easy, but it has contributed very little for the lower class of the society. So in order to take the benefits of ICT to the lower level, there has to be a different methodology, different approach. So that's the ICT has been designed to cater for that. Because simply we have a program called e-society, which simply aims to take the benefits of ICT to lower class of the society through societal applications. So these are, we have developed applications like, these are not developed by ICT. ICT has financed and assisted to develop applications to improve the life standards. One thing is that Waligama, there's an Nanasala, and there has been a project involved with them, so the fishermen can go and by using their mobile connectivity and the satellite connectivity, they can locate the areas of the sea where fish are abundant. So that is one aspect, and also we have applications like people can check the crop prices, farmers and the seller, both sides, sellers and a farmer, seller and the buyer, all parties can check the crop prices in many places. You can check the crop price in Dambul, you can very soon you will be able to check the crop the same prices in Narahimpet and so on. We have applications like Wikigovia and applications for farmers, which would benefit the farmers to get more information to grow their crops in with a more cost-effective manner. Say they will need to still invest the same amount of money, but they would be able to get a better crop. Before putting the application in place, we need to have the infrastructure in place. So the Nanasala is playing a big role, where it has gone and provided the computers and connectivity for people who can't buy computers, but they can come and use the computers. It's a worldwide approach and for increasing the internet and computer penetration in the country. E-government is something that is, simply put, e-government is the use of ICT for increasing the efficiency and user friendliness of the citizen services. I am in the government sector to ensure that by using ICT, our first objective is actually to provide more citizen-friendly services. Secondly, to as a byproduct improve the efficiency of the government. So when you look at the citizen services, we want to use ICT to provide information and services in the manner which is most convenient to the citizen. Secondly, it has to be more cheaper for people to get that asset. Have been the objectives. Number one objective, as I would say, that to create a citizen-centric, citizen-friendly government. So government which is usually looking from the government perspective, how it would be easier for the government to handle things, that has been the approach. So government always thinks from the government point of view. Now we are putting this citizen in the center and looking at how we could provide services which would be most convenient and friendly for the citizen. So we are bringing the citizens to the center and looking from citizens' point of view. That is what we call citizen-centric government. Number two objective is to improve the efficiency of the government. Number three is improving the aspects of good governance. Under good governance, there are number of aspects, but just to give you mention few: accountability, transparency, equity, making systems available all the time. That will be coming under what I said in the earlier. So good governance is the third objective of our program. We have about 50 odd projects. We implemented a project called Lanka Government Network. Lanka Government Network is basically to create interconnect all government agencies through a common hub and provide necessary hardware, connectivity, training and all. So far under Lanka Government Network, we have completed phase 1, where we have connected 350 government organizations, including all the ministries and all the departments and all the divisional secretariats and district secretariats. But we couldn't go to the north and east due to the prevailing conditions at that time. So we have given each government organizations 10 computers, 1 server running on Linux, and printers, scanner, and more than that, VoIP phones, which could be used among the government sector. So when you are calling government to government, it is free over the VoIP. And we created our hub, and we have a help desk running on 12 hours a day, and we have a network operating center where our data center is located. All our application servers, web servers, database servers are now located in Lanka Government Network data center. We call it hub. We did not create our own. Actually, we are using an existing private sector infrastructure. We are having our own data center in one of their data centers. So that is one big project where huge amount of people, machinery, and also we trained everybody in those government organizations up to the level of international computer driving license. So far, 8,000 people have qualified for government people are qualified for international computer driving license. Under LGN, it is a very complicated, complex project. Under phase 1, we have connected more 350 government organizations. Phase 2 now we are implementing. We are connecting 150 government organizations from north and east also. Actually, we are not going to north. In the phase 3, we will be going into north. So this is basically creating a very convenient, low-cost communication methodology and also the platform for launching e-government project. That is number 1 project. It's the biggest project and most costliest project that so far we have undertaken. Number 2 project is Lanka. These two should go in hand because Lanka government network is the basic information infrastructure. Now we have created the network, but then we are planning to build our services which would be opening to the channels to the citizens, right? So in between this the top level channel as well as the infrastructure, we need to have a middleware to connect those. So that is what Lanka Gate. Lanka Gate is, we call it middleware infrastructure. It is a completely FOSS-based product, which has a number of components in that. Lanka Interoperability Exchange is the major component, and we have payment gateway, internet payment gateway built into that, mobile portal, country portal, and all are already completed. Government Information Center, where you can call a single number 1919 from any language, from any phone, land phone, mobile phone, 3DMA, from any network, and from any language. So you can ask for government information, how to get there, passport, how to change the name in the birth certificate, how to get a driving license, and whatever the requirement, you can ask. This is the only government service which is available the 365 days of the year. So the Government Information Center has been a major success in our projects. It has won 2 international awards. Number 1 is Information Summit held in last year in Mexico, and number 2 is Government Technology Award held in Singapore. So this has been recognized in many places as a baby. The 4th project that I would say that something that we have completed is the birth certificate digitization project. This started as a result of tsunami. After tsunami, it was realized that many places finding your birth certificate is a very huge issue. So in order to make sure that people would be able to get the birth certificate in a very easy and quick manner, we digitized and stored all the digital copies of birth certificate in a single server, and created a database with metadata in that particular document. And then right now in Colombo district, you can go to any divisional secretariat and ask for your birth certificate. So this is number 3. If you look at the completed projects, motor revenue license, the road tax, you can. It was you had to earlier. You had to go to the divisional secretariat where you are registered there. So you have to take leave. You have to go arrange your transport and so on. Right now you can just log into Lanka Gate and get your revenue license. And likewise, we have implemented human resource management project for Ministry of Public Administration. and we are in the process of completing pensions department automation project. We call it e-pensions. We are doing a major project for Foreign Employment Bureau. We are doing another major mega project is what we call the e-population registry. E-population registry is the project where the information, basic information of any citizen would be captured from birth to death. Your information, your basic information is categorized under your unique ID number, and it will be stored in a single place. It is implemented by the Department of Registrar General's Department, because they are legally empowered to register births, deaths and marriages. So all these life events will be registered by them and issued certificates. At those instances, it will be entered into a central database. So this is what we call the mother database of all government databases, where all other organizations should get information from this central database. In 2004, when we started this work, we carried out a national level survey based on government to look into the infrastructure situation in the government and how literacy and problems that are having at the government for going for e-government. So we identified number one problem is that lack of hardware connectivity is the number one problem. Number two problem was that government is not, the officers are not ICT literate enough. Number three was that the attitude problem. Training was not there, and people are not looking at, they are all self-centered and not very willing to provide more citizen-centric services. Most of the companies, ICT companies, are still using what we call the waterfall development approach. We do the system analysis, we go to design, we go to development, we do then UAT, and you can't come back. When you identify more requirements, because government people can't just openly say these are our requirements, they will come up with the requirements only they see the POC, proof of concept, the demo. So at that time you have developed the solution and you can't come back to because it is waterfall method. So this has been a major problem. Other problem is that government has no competent people who can identify especially in the management level, who can identify their problems and lead the problems to come up with a proper solution. I would say it ICT leadership. Leadership is the biggest, lack of ICT leadership in the government is the biggest issue. There are no ICT champions in the government. If you are doing a project for the public company, they would identify a person who would take the leadership and take the responsibility. Other problem is the sustainability of the e-government solutions. E-government solutions are very expensive. One major project which is given very publicity in the world is the failed project in Canada, gun licensing project, which cost $650 million US. 650 million US dollars. It is 65 billion in Sri Lanka. After 5 years, they completely abandoned the project. But in our country, our projects are less than 1 million US. Most of the project, but the cost has been increased due to the lack of know-how in the government on the sustainable model, where you can lower the cost of total ownership. What I am trying to say is, government has been going down on a path where we pay license fees annually, or whenever we need to have an upgrade. That is a big amount. For some databases, database licenses sometimes could be 10 million Sri Lankan rupees for the new version. If you go for that, some lower, but I am referring to the highest. Likewise, we have been believing in proprietary products all the way. Now it has become a practice, and people see that there is no other options. So that is that lack of sustainable business model for e-government projects is a major problem. Yeah, this is a very good question. People always say that it is a success, and those success is a measure of your mind or your assumptions. However, how we do e-government projects in Sri Lanka. At the very beginning, when we plan a project, we identify what we call the performance key indicator, PKI. So, in order to project to deliver its output and achieve the outcomes, outcome is what it matters at the end. We identify the performance key indicators. Okay, let's say now if we take revenue license project. In order for the projects to be successful, it should be let's say minimum 25% of the vehicle owners in the Western province should get the vehicle revenue license online. So we feel that there are 1 million vehicles registered in the Western province, and 25% is 250,000 vehicles almost. So 250,000 people coming online and using the system to get the service from their home to deliver the particular license to your home, then it is a successful project. It has, we look at the cost-benefit analysis also. The cost is basically very easy to calculate because that is money and the time that we spend. But the benefit is very difficult to measure in this game. If you look at the benefits that people will get from the revenue license, now you applying from your home, you are working, let's say you are studying, you have a vehicle, so you need to get the, in order to get the vehicle revenue license, you have to take, classes, the lectures, and go to, let's say you are vehicle is registered in Ambalangoda, you have to go back and get it and spend a day or two, come back. So the opportunity cost is huge. If you are doing a job, we can calculate the loss revenue for you, 2 days salary and plus the traveling cost. So if you calculate that per person and multiply by 250, then you get the amount of benefits in a quantifiable manner. So that is how we do when it comes to cost benefit analysis. But PKI is, we assume that in case 25% people are getting the service online, that is our target to be achieved. So in case we achieve that, we are happy that and announce it as a successful project. That is a major, that is a concern. We wanted to provide adequate, at least to critical mass of services to Lanka Gate to make it beneficial for people. Right now it has only one real transactional service, and on the other hand it has few information services. Lanka Gate has been designed in such a way that people, whoever they are using it, should be make it their home page. No, it can be very easily customized. You can drag and drop and do whatever that you wish with the country portal. However, in order to do that, you need to have a lot of services. No, simply because that it lacks that critical mass of services, there is no need for people to go to that particular site every day. The news is there, but we need to have at least 50 services to make it a popular and stable thing. So far we have been unable to do that. We have started a number of projects to add services. I am sure that by end of 2010 there would be enough services to make it very popular. Simply due to the fact that we do not have enough services to attract users to log into that every day, that we didn't give enough sufficient publicity. But by before end of this year, we are planning to give it another big launch. We have now working with the Department of Examinations, Department of Immigrations, Department of Labour, Foreign Employment Bureau, Water Board and all, to provide services online. You can apply for passport online. So once those services are available, it will be an attractive place, so we can publicize. We need to have something to offer. There is nothing to offer right now other than a revenue license. So we are not creating big noise because it has not enough services over the moment. In Sri Lanka, in my opinion, people who are using English for their day-to-day affairs is less than 2%. People who think in English, who read in English, who talk in English and do everything in English. And if you look at the population who read and write for official or business purposes, would be something like 10%. We can say maximum 10% would be doing business and using English for their for their requirements on daily basis. So other 90% people are thinking, writing, talking all in their mother tongues, local languages. So when you are bringing in a way of planning to improve the living standard of those people, those 90% of the population, by using a different tool, new tool, in case people cannot understand, simply because they can't understand, they won't be able to use that tool for their whatever their requirements, for finding information, getting service. That then that tool will be useless, in the sense that is something that fancy object, but no use for the people. Simply because they do not understand, they do not know how to use it, how to get the benefits out of that. Now, rather than guiding people to do things in blindly, why can't you bring in your own language where people can naturally understand what is meant by that particular word or menu, and then they can, without any guidance, they can go and find out the information that they are looking for. Localization, I think, is a must for even at the operating system level, browser level, and common application level, like chat engines and so on, chat applications. should be providing Sinhala and local Tamil interfaces, where people would be very naturally able to select whatever they want, make conscious decisions on by using this a particular tool, rather than guessing around dreams. That is where I personally back up and support all the localization projects, simply because it will definitely lead to our goals and destination. This year we have major project where we will be working with the universities. We will come to the universities and have host conferences, and we will be going to the university, the school, national level schools, and have national level communication campaign, publicity campaign to popularize FOSS. So this year, that is in that manner, we plan to work with the community, especially to introduce, to work with the universities more and more to improve the FOSS awareness and usage. That is how we work to plan. One issue is what we are having is ICTA is a very small organization. We have about 50 to 60 people, professionals who are working at ICTA. So we have signed so far over 1,000 contracts to carry out ICT project. So we are really focused on managing project rather than going down to the community and build the community, and simply because that we do not even encourage people to write blogs and engage community, because once you start engaging community, you have to continue. So due to that, we do not directly go to the community and try to keep contacts, but we will engage. We will be employing another party, possibly Lanka Software Foundation or some organization, to undertake that and go to the community and build the community, especially with regards to FOSS. Yeah, this is something that we have been discussing, because we know that your university is the cream of the youth, and also the very competent graduates, the undergraduates are they are doing projects which are not useful to government or anybody. So what we have been doing so far is we have been giving some industry training for government, for the university students. Not a big amount, but we have this year somewhere around 25 students as interns. So during those 6 months they work here, we involve them in e-government and any other solution development. So we ask them to learn very advanced technologies. Sometimes especially we want them to learn FOSS technology. Some people come without any knowledge and FOSS, but when they go back, we know that they have mastered some areas. So we are keen on people with at least Java competency and sort of. Then they come and work for the government project, and we expose them to the government organization, ask them to go to the government organization, sometimes do a little bit of business analysis, then come and design and use our FOSS framework. Lowest framework is something like Grails or something, and at the high level there are very advanced frameworks.